17223344. Now, I'll ask you, Joe. You can steer the ship for us a bit. I'm looking at the switchboard. You know, West Ham fans want to have their say. Yeah. Then like a Villa fan wants to defend Norwich. A Norwich fan wants to talk about. Spurs fan wants to talk about Kane. What do you want to do about these people?
Well, let's go and speak to him.
Okay, let's speak to Fish. He's a Spurs fan. 08717 223344. Fish.
Evening, gents. How are we doing?
Why are you called Fish? Have we asked that? We must have asked that before.
It's because my name's Tom, and at work there's always a load of Toms. So my manager one day just went, "Nah, your surname's Fisher. You're called Fish."
Okay, it works. It works for me.
Boring as that.
No, it's not boring. It's fine. Go on then, Fish. What do you want to talk about? Harry Kane, do you?
I do indeed. First of all, though, I'd just like to say how lovely it was to see fans back in grounds. My mate went to the Palace game with his old man at the weekend, and it's just so lovely, isn't it? See limbs in the ends and stuff like that. How great is it to see on TV again?
Yeah. I have to say, though, not too many limbs were jumping around at the Palace game from what I could see.
No, you're quite right, yeah.
Go on, then. Go on, sorry, Fish. Go on, carry on.
Also, it wasn't what I called about. It was just something I thought about as I was on hold. Andrew Devine, the 97th victim of Hillsborough. Like, we all like to tease Liverpool fans, but I thought that they're a club that act with a lot of dignity. They're fans, and I've been to that memorial at their ground. And it was just nice to see that on Match of the Day as well. Mm-hmm. And wherever he was watching from, I hope he enjoyed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw what Henderson did as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Fish. Go on.
To turn things sour, to talk about Harry Kane. I don't get the fans that were applauding him. I've got to be honest. After his behaviour over the last week or so, or his agent's behaviour is I just don't get it. It's sort of cheapened whatever he had with the club. So
all those years of service, all those goals, and he has a couple of bad weeks, and that's it. Get him out.
A couple of bad weeks. He's got a contract. He just didn't turn up to work. To then walk over to those fans and almost gloss over it like it hasn't happened. It needs to be resolved. He needs to be let go out of the club for a fee, and he just needs to go, in my opinion. I couldn't stand it.
Fish, I understand, but we don't really know where this problem is. We don't know if City haven't bid enough. We don't know if Daniel Levy has told them the right price. We don't know if Daniel Levy has spoken to Harry Kane privately and said, if a bid comes in, we'll let you go. And he's changed his... We don't really know who's at fault for this problem, do we?
We don't, but I do think in terms of having a contract, I mean, a verbal handshake is only as good as the paper it's written it on. If he's had an agreement that, if we don't finish in the top four, I'll let you go. You know, he's a 5-year-old. That's not in his contract. He's just got to accept it, keep his head down, and play for the club. But
Fish, so Andy's right. We don't know what's been said. We don't know what agreement was said. We don't know because yes, you're right. It isn't in black and white. But if someone says to you and looks you in the eye and says something to you and says, look, a little bit like Sir Alex Ferguson did with Ronaldo, okay, that wasn't in his contract, but Ronaldo said, give me one more season, he does. If you find out that handshake or that look in the eye or that, you know, that agreement, and they completely renege on that, how would you feel about that if that was your workplace?
I mean, anyone that's seen me play football will know that we're a very...
So what do you do? What do you do for a living, Fish? What do you do for a living?
I wouldn't not turn up to work.
No, but what do you do for a living?
I'm guessing he swims a lot. What do you do, Fish, for a living?
I do marketing.
Okay, that doesn't really help me, does it?
Well, it does. You can say if you're marketing manager.
Okay, if your marketing manager comes in and says that, give me any... I don't know, what do you do in marketing? Explain what you actually do. What's your day?
You market stuff. What do you think you do in marketing?
I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. I couldn't tell you one.
You market stuff.
What do you market?
Events.
Events.
Right. You don't need to know what he does to give him the analogy.
I'm trying to come up.
If there was another marketing company that was bigger than yours...
No, this is what happens, right? Your gaffer comes up and says, look, the next time we're going to do a big project with a big tent and a big old event, you're going to be running it, right? You're going to run it. You're right? Going to give you your own team. And then next big job comes up, big tent, big event, and he doesn't give it to you. Right? Yeah. And he gives it to someone else. Yeah. How would you feel? Would you think, oh, fair enough? Or would you say, kill?
I'd feel massively put out.
And he does it again?
Yeah.
That's how Kane feels.
Yeah, I'd imagine he does. But he was the person that put pen to paper and said, I'll play for this club for another 6 years.
Yes, and I totally agree with that. But halfway through that contract, if there is a conversation, which we are led to believe is true, and let's say for the sake of this conversation it is, I can understand why Kane feels a bit...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, why is he... Thanks for your call, Fish. Why is he signing a 6-year deal?
Well...
4-year deal's the deal.
Well, listen, Spurs have absolutely every right They have got every right to hold out for the best money they can.
No,
right?
of course. Why are you signing a 6-year deal?
Because he was on a big old screw.
Don't matter, mate.
Well, his agent needs to put something in there. 6 years is a hell of a long time.
Too long.
And if he put 120 million pounds in that contract, right, buyout clause, Spurs will agree to that, wouldn't they? He'll be on his way now.
Yeah. Well, that's what they did with Villa and Grealish.